Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Matt Johnson. We are back with another episode of Real Estate Uncensored. We have a phenomenal guest, which I'll get to in a second. We're going to talk about his story and what he's teaching to top agents and mortgage brokers across the country that's allowing them to make more money in less time. So we've got an exciting interview for you today. Before I do that, we have a couple of shout-outs. We'll take a question from Facebook group and do some other cool things. So, as always, joined in the co-pilot seat, Greg McDaniel, the junior grandmaster himself. Greg, what's up today?
Matt, what's going on, buddy? I have been blessed. The last couple of days, we have flipping blown up. I am so ecstatic to meet all these new, wonderful, amazing, hungry agents out there that are, just eating our information up like it was ice cream out of a bowl with no end to it. They just can't get enough. I mean, people get mad if they don't get enough of our information. And it's such an honor and a blessing to have people view us as valuable. And you're going to see that when I do my shout outs, but I want to talk something really quickly. I woke up in a shitty mood this morning. I have no idea why, but I was just pissed when I was just like, fuck this, fuck yeah, life sucks, nobody likes me. Then I just said I had to bitch slap myself. Oh no,
What
I
the
don't know
hell
what
happened to you last night?
I don't know. It's the weirdest thing. I had a good night of sleep. I don't know what the fuck happened to me, but I was in a shitty mood, and so what I did is I had to kind of verbally and mentally pimp slap myself and say, look, Greg, you got to get your shit together. There's nothing wrong with your life. That is just cracking up. But this is the part I'm going to talk about, is that I went through and I seriously started naming off every single thing I was grateful for and thankful for in my life. Not only did my mental state change, my entire day changed. I picked up a lead as soon as I got in the office. I had an amazing AIM training. I get to hang out with you guys right now. I had, people are hitting us up for training, but it mentally, completely, I physically felt changed when I started giving gratitude out to the universe. It was unbelievable. So if any of you guys are having a shitbag day, try it. Sit down and write down every single thing that you are thankful for, and it will transform you. So I just wanted to share that I do it on a daily basis, and it changed me today.
Nice. Well, I'll throw my 2 cents in, and I'm curious what our guest does to get himself started in the morning. So, what I do in the mornings is journal, and then I'll write down 5 things that I'm grateful for. So that's just a morning daily discipline, and that helps keep me from getting in that mood that Greg so wonderfully and colorfully described.
Afflicted with this morning.
That's right. Let me bring in the guest real quick. I want to get his perspective. This is Jeff Latham. If you guys don't know, he is a mega agent. He's a KW guy out of the Washington area. And Jeff, you've built your own team. You've basically exited the business, and you're doing all kinds of stuff. I mean, you're a pretty high level guy. So, what does your morning look like for you?
Sure. Thank you, first of all, for allowing me to be here. I'm excited to jam with you guys here. So, how my morning starts out is I'm usually up before 5 a.m. And of course, I practice the miracle morning routine that I've learned from my buddy Hal Elrod. And I'll go slug a glass of water, and then I'll read something inspirational. I'll meditate, do my visualization, journaling, and then from there, I'll use Facebook as kind of like my public journal, if you will. And so whatever good stuff's going through my head that day through visualization in the process, I'll just share it with people, and it helps a lot of people out. And then what I'll do is I'll jump into my high-tech action device, which is called Quick Notes here.
Love it.
You're high-tech?
Yep.
I love it.
And I'll just knock out the 1 or 2 rocks, the one thing that's going to make everything else easier or unnecessary, as in the book, The One Thing. And if I just accomplish that, that's good. And then from there, I'll get my day started. I'll go hit the gym. I usually train 3 days a week with my martial arts coach, and by 8 a.m. I've probably accomplished more than most people have.
Mm-hmm. How long have you been, what kind of training do you do, martial arts wise?
Filipino martial arts, little Muay Thai, Kaji Kempo, all kinds of stuff.
Dude, I am no expert in Muay Thai, but I'll tell you one thing. I take a workout class, and I do Muay Thai in that class. Yeah. No. I'm pretty sure I'll get my ass handed. But it's a lot of fun, isn't it? It's a really cool sport, isn't it?
Yeah, my instructor's a badass. He, have you seen the movie Born Identity?
Yeah.
You know where Jason Bourne kills that guy with a pen?
Yeah.
Where he just, like, tears him up?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Remind me not to piss you off.
Or at least be within the Pacific Northwest when it happens.
Yeah. That's kind of the pre-workout, and then I'm training for an Ironman with my business partner Isaac Stegman that you guys may know,
Yep.
and getting ready for that as well. So
Cool, man.
Yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, that's how I was introduced to Jeff. Obviously, I was with Viral Marketing, and Jeff, you're a client there, so we had kind of briefly been in contact through that, but it was Isaac really that brought us together and got you hooked up on the show. So Isaac is your business partner in the coaching venture, which is where you're coaching top agents and mortgage brokers, right?
Absolutely. He's an amazing coach.
Yeah, very cool. So we'll talk about kind of the work that you're doing, and more specifically, we'll want to get into some of the principles that you teach that come from your own experience and that are helping people kind of cut back on their work hours, get their lives together, accomplish their personal goals while actually making their businesses advance and grow during that time, which is really interesting. So we've got some cool stuff to talk about. Before we get to that, I wanted to pull a question that was team-oriented for this special occasion, since we're talking to a couple of team guys here. So, and this is off of the Elite Real Estate Systems Facebook page, which is run by Jeff Cohn. It's for people that have come through his consulting workshop and stuff like that, which I help him out with. So, one of the agents on the Facebook group asked about lead capture software. They're in the process of swapping website platforms, and they want to use some type of lead capture phone number to track leads from the website and for using like round robin call forwarding. For certain agents when they take a day when they are assigned to basically take all the incoming calls from the lead capture site. So I'm curious, Jeff, and if you want to take this first, Jeff, and then I'll bounce it over to Greg. So Jeff, how do you guys, for your real estate team, what kind of call capture line are you using, and how are you distributing your leads to your agents?
So for our call capture line, we use If by Phone, and we have a trackable number for every lead source that we use, whether it's Zillow, Commissions Inc., a signed call, an everyday open house signed call, radio. So we use that. And then as far as round robin goes, the agents that are on call in the day, they capture the leads and the phone calls, yet they're backed up by an ISA, and we have 2 full-time inside sales staff that take care of the leads as well.
Okay. So on the back end of that, are you setting it up so it goes to a specific, are they in the office and it just goes to the same phone every day, but it's a different person sitting there? Set up so it's rotating to a different agent's phone number every day?
1 agent per day. We just route the phone numbers.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then what's the requirement for your agents? Are they performance requirements or production requirements in order for them to keep on getting those leads?
They got to be closers. Coffee's for closers, man.
If you want the knife set, that's right. All right, Greg, how about you? So you guys are cutting. I know you guys are in the midst of restructuring and cutting a lot of lead gen systems, but you do have some people there that are taking leads, and you've done this in the past. So what are you guys using for your system?
I am using what I call is the Eileen. You can see her right there. Wave, Eileen. Wave, Eileen. No love. Oh, she's loving me right now. No, I'm probably going to be cutting small pieces and served up as sushi later.
You do have, like, your shirt is actually laid out nicely, so she can just slice right across the lines.
I know. I'm getting scolded saying, "Greg, you make me sound so mean," and I'm like, "Well, no." She's like, "Hey." No, but in all honesty, 100%, you guys. She is like a phone routing system because she knows us well enough. She's worked with us well enough. As we grow our team, we're probably going to need to change that a little bit. But she answers the main line, and so if it's a call from me or Terry or Chris or John or Jordan or Sue or whoever else, she'll funnel that off. So we're blessed beyond words to have someone of this quality working with our team. And so,
what about your guys' yard signs? Are they all going to a centralized phone number that she answers?
Yeah, they all go to this 1-838-4300 number. Everything goes to that one line, and then she will then disseminate it out to all of us. I mean, Jeff, like you were saying, I mean, if by phone, as we grow, once we start working with Pete and Peter and the off-the-market properties, all that stuff, we're going to overwork Eileen, and we're going to need to get a system of some sort. We have to do that. But right now, we're blessed with the fact to have her on our team.
Very cool. Interesting. And then for anybody that was wondering, so Jeff Cohn also answered this question. Jeff's group uses ProQuest, and they basically have a kind of a similar thing like a Boomtown Day. They just have an agent show up. They're required to be in the office from, I think it's from 10 to 8, and they answer that same standard phone number, kind of like, Jeff, have you got your team set up? So, all right. So let's give a couple people some shout-outs. Greg, what do you say? I know you got some people to thank and some people that you're going to talk to here in the next few days, and then we'll get into Jeff Latham's story.
Yeah, baby. Actually, if we want to stick with never mind, I'm not going there. Okay, so shout outs. Don't give me that look, Matt. Okay, last night, Melissa, phenomenal conversation. I really enjoyed chatting with you. I really liked our conversation about the luxury markets and kind of you picking my brain. And I think what we walked away with you from our ideas, I think you're really going to be able to implement them quickly and effectively. So stay in contact with me and let me know how they turn out. And I would like to get you on our panel. Nikki Ryan, she is going to be a future caller with us. She hit us up and is pumped. I got her on the books. Neely, Matt, she's already told us that she's going to be on the panel with us. So
Awesome.
Talking about what she's putting into work. Trey, what's up, buddy? He's invited us down to Baton Rouge in the fall to speak to a couple of brokerages down there, and then he's invited us to take us to an LSU game and drink beer. So I said, absolutely, yes, we would love to go.
That's right. Go Tigers.
Go, yeah, if that's them. Marco, he and I are going to talk today more about equity. He reached out to me about equity, and that is really awesome because I had a great call with him a few days back, and he's growing. Let's see. Bridget Ludwig loves our podcast, and she loves our straight talk on it with absolutely no BS. She really was digging that. John Richmond, what's up, buddy? He's a friend of mine I've worked with for a long period of time. He's out of the Monterey area. He had a question, Matt, about real estate, and guess where he went? He went to our podcast, and he got his answer from our podcast, and he actually said, I'm not junior grandmaster, I'm just grandmaster now, so I may be elevating, we don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to get your dad back on the show.
I will
be reading that out real quickly.
Oh, yeah, it's just like, bah, as good as you think you are.
That's right.
Josh Bryan, March 19th, the podcast talking about the Facebook. I want to talk more about that. I don't know who that person was on our podcast. If you're talking about Ashley Horcher.
Yeah, it was a clip from Ashley's episode talking about private messages.
Yeah, she is still getting referrals actively from doing that. I had a guy in my AIM class, my corporate training class I do here at Rockcliffe. He did the messages out and he picked up 5 leads. Okay, within the last couple of days. Jamil, he took the Facebook challenge. He emailed me, Matt. He emailed me. We took the challenge. We got him on. Jordan, dude, Jordan is an amazing guy. He's here locally. He's in Pittsburgh. He reached out to us from Terry's, the Grandmasters interview, and it's his second day with us. He joined our team. He's listening to what we're doing, and we're breaking him into his marketplace out there in Pittsburgh and Antioch area.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that's it, man. That was a long list today, but you guys are all amazing.
A mouthful. Good Lord.
Yeah, but these people
talk for that long.
These people, shut up. These people are amazing. I mean, I'm so blessed to have them reach out to me in all different forms. You guys keep it up. I want to hear from you. I love to talk with you. So keep booking me up. McDaniel Challenge. Actually, we'll do your shout-outs, Matt, and then we'll do McDaniel Challenge.
Oh, yeah. Well, just real quick, there's a quick thank you to Viral Marketing. They write a check to make podcasts and hangouts like these happen, so check them out at getviral.com. The man we're about to talk to is also a client. Equity, like Greg mentioned. So online buyer lead generation is perfect for solo agents, either small teams. They also have a brokerage level plan. So if you have 4 or 5 people that want to go in on something together and generate the perfect number of smaller number of higher quality buyer leads, get in touch with Greg and he can hook you up. That's in beta testing right now. So Greg, what's the McDaniel Challenge?
McDaniel Challenge is hashtag don't let Greg spend a night alone. Get on the phone, get on the email, get on the podcast, get on the text, get on the something. Just get off your ass and call me on my personal private phone that I carry with me right here in my little hands. Not so little hands, but the number is 925-915. You guys, 925-915-1978. Again, 925-915-1978. Book a night with me. It's free 1-hour coaching from 6 to 7 p.m. Melissa and I went way past that last night because we got off on a tangent, which was awesome. But you guys, I'm booked up through, when am I booked up through? Monday the 8th of February. So get your ass off the damn fence and call me.
Or text. That's right.
Or text. Or
Greg, the key quote, the featured quote from this episode will be the phone that I hold in my tiny hands. Greg McDaniel.
my little baby hands.
That's right. Like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. All right. Well, without much further ado, let's bring in Jeff Latham. I want to give him a chance to kind of tell us his background, his story, and so get us started. So, Jeff, take us back kind of when you first got into real estate. I don't know if you intended to start a team. I know you're a KW guy now. I don't know if you have been forever. So I'm curious, kind of what your backstory is.
Sure. And real quick, I own my own brokerage now, so no longer KW.
No longer KW. See, that's how much I know.
Yeah, way to go, Matt.
Mm-hmm. I know.
You blew that one.
Unprepared.
God.
All right,
Cool.
so my story. Back in probably 2000, I was in college in this class called Study Skills, and the teacher, she said something that kind of rang pretty strong to me. She says, I don't teach to make money. I teach because I love it. If I wanted to make money, I would sell real estate. And I thought, well, that's kind of like one of those light bulb moments, where I thought, that's something I should do. And my mom sold real estate at the time, so I came home that day and told my mom that I was dropping out of college and I was going to go sell real estate. And Mom, naturally being the caring mother she is, I guess, discouraged me the best she could to not take that path. And so I think because she knows how brutal the industry can be for some people. And so the next day I dropped out of college and I signed up for real estate classes, and it was good, man. And so I got my license probably within three months, and I had a full-time job where I was working at Albertsons, and I was the assistant produce manager.
Nice.
And I think, my first year I think I sold 2 or 3 homes. I made like 15 grand. And then what started to happen as time progressed, by the 3rd year, my part-time job of being a realtor, the income started to exceed the money I was making at Albertsons. Mm-hmm. And so I had to make a decision and just go all in, and I did it. So I went all in into real estate. That's probably about 2004. So I got my license in 2002. I was 22 years old. And so I progressed and then just got better and better and started selling more and more homes. By 2007, I peaked out, and I was selling about 37 homes a year on my own. No admin help or nothing like that. Making about 180 grand a year, 27 years old. And I did naturally what any smart 27-year-old would do. I invested all the money into my truck. So I had this Dodge Ram diesel. The thing had like 500 horsepower, 1,000 foot-pounds of torque, 9 inches of lift, 38-inch tires. It was badass. Yeah.
It is badass.
I sold it. I traded in for my new truck, and I think they gave me like 12 grand for it this year, or last year.
That is awesome. I did something very similar.
2007, making $180,000 a year, and what happened after that is what we'll call Armageddon. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I went from making 180 grand a year, selling 37 homes a year, to making $45,000 a year and selling 8 homes. With a budget of 180. And so what I did is I continued. Before that, I would sell homes to my friends and people that knew me. And I ran out of friends to sell homes to, and the market just stopped. It's like when the tide shifts, everything stalled, and it was just I can't swear on this, right? It was a
yeah, you can.
It was a fucking helpless feeling.
There you go. Let the hate out. I love it.
And I just couldn't figure it out. No matter how hard I tried, I just could not figure it out. And my wife, I remember, God bless her for being an optimist, she says, she did say this, though. She says, maybe you should get a job.
Oh, God.
I was like, fuck. That scared the hell out of me, right?
Yeah.
3-letter word, J-O-B, yeah. So in 2009, an email came across my email server, and it said, learn how to sell bank-owned properties. And the only people that were selling bank-owned properties the only people that were selling homes at that time were the asset managers, or the REO agents. And so I flew down to Florida to a super conference, and with Craig Proctor, my first coach, and I learned how to, I went through their bank-owned seminar thing, and I got to stay after for the super conference, and I seen these real estate agents that were selling 2, 3, 4, 500 homes a year, and I just couldn't believe it. Fortunately, I brought my wife down there with me, because I thought if you sold 50 homes a year or more, you were superhuman. And these guys were just selling, 4, 5, 6 times that. And so I remember when it came time for them to close and they're handing out the paperwork for the coaching, the investment was $1,000. I had 2 credit cards maxed out, one at 20 grand, the other one evidently at 19, and 20 was the limit. And I asked my wife, I said, should I do it? She said, absolutely, go for it. And so I did. And I just kind of put it all in black. So I got home and I learned how to lead gen, and I learned how to sell homes to people that didn't know me. And I started running ads on Craigslist, free list of bank-owned properties with pictures and maps. And I positioned myself as the gatekeeper of the bank-owned properties. Shortly after that, I started generating massive buyers and massive appointments, and I took them through the presentation. I was working with about 10 buyers at that time, and I got fired by 3. And I had to do like an autopsy and just see, what happened. And these people, they just thought that I didn't care. And it wasn't that I didn't care, I just didn't have the capacity at the time. And so by default, 3 months later, I had to hire my first buyer's agent.
Okay.
And so 2009, we finished out about 22 units, because we're rebounding from Armageddon.
Mm-hmm.
And I continued to hire. 2010, we hit 55 units. Continued to hire more buyer's agents. 2011, I hired my first ISA. I had 3 buyer's agents in the ISA. We hit 105 units. 2012, my little girl was born. 11 or 12. What I was doing is by 2012, 148 units. I sold 148 homes, and I was coaching my agents and in production, and I wasn't making no money at all because my splits were off, and it was just jacked up. So then I hired my next coach, my team building coach. He taught me how to build a great team, and the team builds the business. So we carried on, and I pulled myself out of production by the end of 2013, and I was just started becoming a coach for my team members. So 2013 we hit 172 units. 2014 we did 202. 2015 we did 228, roughly 67.5 million in volume, and this year we are going to fucking quadruple it.
Nice. What was that jump? There was one jump in there that you went from like 50 homes and then you were at 105 or something like that. What was that?
Yeah.
What made that jump so huge for you there?
The quantum leap. I hired a couple agents. I think I brought on 2 more agents, and then we also staffed new construction, home developments, and sat them and picked off the buyers as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when they were giving away 10 grand to buy a house. Remember that?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I just met with a home builder, a lady who does a lot of new construction stuff, and she actually is able to negotiate that for her lender on her lending side that any buyer will get 10 grand for closing costs or whatever else. Interesting.
Yeah, these people were getting paid $10,000 check back
Oh,
from the government.
Well, I like that one better.
Yeah, it was a stimulus plan. It's ridiculous.
So Jeff, what was from talking to like other guys that have started teams and brought on buyers agents and stuff like that? I mean, I guess Jeff Cohn and I were just talking about this earlier today on a hangout that we did, and I think 9 out of the 10 first buyers agents that he had is no longer with him. Now, obviously, his retention rate is sky high now. He has very few agents leave him, but it took him a while to kind of get that process down. So what was that like for you when you first brought on buyers agents?
When I first brought him on, I think my retention was pretty strong because I led with my heart, and I wouldn't let people go. I tried to do my best to help them, and sometimes maybe to their detriment or even mine, because I just see more in people than sometimes what they see in themselves. And so I've grown and learned to, you can't help everyone, right?
Yeah.
People got to want it for themselves. So attrition is part of the process. How we combat that is we help people achieve their goals. It's Zig Ziglar, right? You help enough people get what they want, then the business will get what it wants. And so if you're really focused on helping people just smash their goals and achieve them, they're going to stick with you for quite a while.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yet, recruiting is important, and people generation is more important than buyer lead generation, I feel. Because for every person you bring on, we've figured it all the way out to if they close 30 transactions a year on our team, that's 75 grand net profit to the company. So if I get an agent, I make 75K versus a buyer that will be, 5,000 at the bottom line.
Yeah, as long as you have your lead generation system in place to where you can keep your agents productive, however you structure that within your team, which we'll get to that. But yeah, as long as you have that in place, then obviously the people that work the leads are more important than the leads themselves.
Yeah, can I share some feedback with you on that?
Yeah, please.
Okay, cool. I think when you bring amazing people into your world, regardless whether the lead gen system is there or not, they're going to succeed. They'll go sit open houses. They'll call their sphere. They'll do the work. They'll do whatever it takes to win. And so when you have awesome people, a lot of people, I'm glad you brought this up, because a lot of people will say, well, when I get the leads in, then I'll hire the people. I don't have enough business, or I don't have enough leads to bring people on, and I just think that's bullshit. You bring on fucking amazing people, and the business it's rocket fuel.
Yeah, well, yeah, if they're the right people. So that's a good question. So when you're looking for people to bring on, what are you looking for in terms of a buyer's agent, for example?
High energy, grit, and they care about people.
That's true. Yeah, you do need that. You need a high D, high I. You need someone that's willing to be a sponge and soak up knowledge from you, not be a know-it-all. I know what I'm doing, and not be one to take, criticism at times, but also a lot of compliment them, because you, like you said, you believe in people, right? You want to see the best for them, and they have to, number one, and Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong here, but they need a true burning why that they're in this business, something that gets their ass out of bed, gets them out on the streets, on the calls, doing the follow-up, doing all the things that they need to do. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I don't know one agent that doesn't have a story or a why. We just had Jordan, like I told you, that's coming on. Dude, he's out of work because he got hurt on the job. He used to do like cable installation and stuff, and he has a young wife, a brand new baby, and a 10-year-old stepdaughter, and so he's got a real reason to get moving on this thing, and he's always had a passion for it. That's why I see a lot, and I'm sure you vet your folks like that, right? You're like, you're not going to make it, or yes, you're a rock star.
Yeah, we do our best. Sometimes imposters make their way through.
They do, don't they?
Yes, but they get weeded out pretty quick.
They do.
Jeff, I'm curious to kind of what's your process for not just the recruiting and maybe getting into the onboarding process. So you kind of know what you're looking for. How do you structure your recruiting process to bring those people to you? How do I bring people in? Is that what you're asking me? Yeah, recruit. How do you generate your leads in terms of where your people are coming from, and then how do you structure your process for how they join your team to eliminate as many of those imposters as possible?
Wow, that's a good question. Okay, so I guess we'll start with the recruiting part. Outside of just the basic tactics of Facebook marketing and sharing our success and our results on Facebook, as your volume increases, people start taking notice. And what I've learned to be the best tactic is to really focus on myself. And when I focus on my health, my fitness, my faith, my family, my relationships, my morning routine, and just focus on being the best version of myself that I can possibly be, you actually become magnetic and you start attracting the right people into your world. And it really sounds out there, yet once you actually experience it, that's how life works. The right people are flowing into my world, and the only tactic that I can attribute it to is by being a fucking lighthouse.
No, it's totally true. I was reading a book called Bold, and it's an amazing book, and it's a very powerful book, and it talks exactly about that. You've got to put it out there. The universe has got to get it. You got it, because the people will come to you. The circumstances will come to you, that you'll bump into someone at a cocktail party or a get-together or a kids event, and you do the small talk, and bam, there they are. It's crazy how it works, man. Totally believe her.
That which is likened to itself is drawn. So check this out. I bought this for my entire team for a Christmas present. I don't know if you can see it. It's a pretty sweet picture.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's cool. A lighthouse in there.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard the concept of the lighthouse versus the tugboat?
We will in a second.
Okay, cool. I'll share this with you. So you got the Lighthouse and you have the Tugboat, right? And they both share a common goal. And the common goal is to guide ships into the harbor. And so what will happen is the Tugboat will go out, it'll grab a ship and it'll yard that thing into the harbor. It'll fight the waves, the wind, the current, and it'll do it through just brute force and might, and it's effective. And then it'll go out and it'll grab another ship and it'll pull it into the harbor. And it'll go out and grab another one, whether push it or pull it. And it does it, and it accomplishes its goal. And then you have the Lighthouse, and what the Lighthouse does is it just shines there in its brilliance, and it becomes the best version of itself that it could possibly be. And it attracts the ships by shining its light as bright as it can, and all the ships come in, and it's way more efficient, way more effective, and it's friction-free. And so what does that mean for us as human beings? When we become the best version of ourselves that we can possibly be, everything in life gets better. And the better it gets, the better it gets. And the right people come into your world very effortlessly, and all you got to do is just take care of yourself and be happy. It's that easy, guys. What's the process? Step by step by step. It's just, just be happy.
So it's basically it's being the best version of yourself, and that's that is incredibly powerful, because people want to be around energized, intelligent, driven human beings. They do not want to be around Debbie Downers who, well, Monday sucks, Tuesday sucks, Wednesday sucks, Friday, Thursday sucks. It's be like, dude, I'm blessed, I'm alive, I'm here, I'm kicking. How's your day? What can I do to bring value to you? What?
Yeah, you guys are dialed in on that. It's just like you're telling me.
Let's keep it high level. So I'm curious. I'm assuming we're getting into some of the stuff that you teach the agents that are the mortgage brokers that are going through your coaching. So from what I understand, a lot of people are coming to you in the same boat that you were, in the sense that they're successful. They're doing a lot of deals, making a lot of money, but maybe other areas of their life are not where they could or should be. So what's the process, and what are some of the principles that you're teaching people in terms of how to get the other areas of their life together so that they become that lighthouse?
Yeah, thank you for that. So what I've experienced in 2012 when my little girl was born, I had more people, I was doing more volume, and I was making less money, and I pigeonholed myself into a corner where I was working 50, 60, 70 hours a week. Yeah. And I see a lot of people that are building teams do that. Yeah,
because they're still the rainmaker at the center of the team.
Yeah, and they're in production, and they're trying to coach the team, and so what happens is you actually, my experience was I was working more and getting less income, and so I see agents do that where they sacrifice their family, they sacrifice their fitness, they sacrifice their income, their fun, their presence, their time, and so the way around that is you build an awesome team, and the team builds the business, and you coach them, and then you focus on the important areas of your life, your faith, your family, your fitness, your fun, your finances, and all that stuff.
Yeah, totally. And the fitness is a big part, wouldn't you agree? I mean, you feel. I know you're doing the martial arts in the morning. The days you don't do it, do you feel differently? Do you go in with a little bit different mental attitude, maybe a little bit of a fog in your mind? When you get out there, get the endorphins going first thing in the morning. Like you said, you pound a glass of water, you get those internal organs going. You get your brain sharpening up. You start with a positive, and then you get a workout in. You take care of your body. Your brain you'll then want to go do the rest of the stuff. You'll then want to go do the education. You'll want to go do the rest of the work you have to do, even though you don't like it. You'll want to do it because you feel good.
Yeah, it's all connected, right? So what I've learned is, a lot of people will run because they want to take some inches off their waist or lose some weight. And that's cool, but that won't pull you very long. And what I found is when I run, I'm more fit, I'm more confident, I release the endorphins so I can go do a lot more epic shit, and in turn I make more money. So when I run, every step that I take, I'm actually making more income.
Yeah.
And it's all connected. It's all connected, right? So if you're crushing it in business and you're not paying attention to your family or significant other, well, that's going to draw on your business. Or your fitness is dialed in, but your business is suffering. Well, you're not going to have much more money left to be able to pay for your damn protein shakes or the gym membership.
Mm-hmm.
It's all connected. So, you know, you're spot on, buddy. All
So
areas.
Kind of like the 5 wheels of life. What is it? Your faith, your fitness, your income, your relationships. I'm missing one in there, but they all have to be equally balanced.
Yeah, faith, family, fitness, finance. It's all there. And so this is kind of, I don't know if you guys can see that. This thing is such a powerful tool, right? And it just gives you a gauge of where your life is. You get a 30,000-foot overview on where you can improve. And so we just focus on the one thing. What's the one thing you can do for your career? Well, for me, that's recruit more awesome people. What's the one thing you can do for family? Date night with the wife, date night with the kids, date day with the kids. Fun, I do pretty good at that. Vacations, health, Ironman, money, save more money, right? Go make more money. Personal growth, miracle morning routine, physical environment, you know, all that stuff.
What is the miracle morning for those of folks that don't know what that is? Walk them through that real quick. I think they're probably going, what is this? There it is.
It's this book by my buddy Hal Elrod. I got 200 copies of it.
And for the low, low price of $19.95, I'll ship you one plus shipping and handling. Revenue source.
I give them to everybody I run into. I've never had a book that has had such a massive impact when people read it. And Isaac Stegman, that's how we met. He gave me that book. And
Oh, did he really?
Yeah. And it sat in my briefcase for about 4 months, and then I finally read it, and I told him, I said, next time you give me a good book, punch me in the face if I don't read it within the first week. So the concept of the book is about having a powerful morning routine to set your day strong and powerfully. They say your morning is like your rudder, and the way you set it up will determine the direction of your day. So SAVERS is the acronym he uses. It's scribing, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and I don't know what the last one is. I'll get it. It'll come to me.
Silence?
Anyway, silence, meditation. There you go.
Okay.
And so when you knock all that stuff out in the morning, you're just on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Your day you can't help but be just amazing.
Well, speaking of that, let's talk about meditation or silence, if you don't mind, for a second. So,
Matt, would you be silent, please?
No.
We're trying to be silent.
This is not the part where we be silent. That would be a really awkward podcast. It was just 3 guys just being quiet,
just staring at each other, just be like, "Yeah, what's up?"
Yeah, exactly. Just breathe it in. Just breathe it in.
Heavy breathing? No.
So, Jeff, what did you notice when you started incorporating either silence or meditation into your morning routine?
You know, I get clarity. I'm such an impatient person. Like 20 minutes, I got to sit here and do this, and it's been challenging. Yet when I do it, I get massive clarity and just like this calm and peace that comes over me.
Yeah. Same here. I think that's a very good word for it. And it's funny because if you watch the Facebook groups and the interactions that take place between agents and what agents say on a regular basis, it's very evident that one of the main problems in real estate is people have no clarity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and what they're looking for, and a lot of reason that they hire coaches, or a lot of the reasons that they go to the Facebook groups and ask questions, is because that's really what they're looking for. They could get the same answers by going to YouTube or Google or whatever, but they're looking for someone to give them clarity. Like, no, you just need to focus on this. And I don't know that anybody can really tell you that. It's more of a discovery process that you have to find out for yourself. But that is one thing that I've noticed with meditation, or even just silence, or if you're a person of faith, if you meditate on Scripture, that will do that very quickly. It doesn't take much. I mean, 5 to 10 minutes, but just that feeling of forcing yourself to let thoughts go, and all of a sudden the waves start to crash against your mind a little bit less and a little bit less. It does. It starts your day off, and you realize that no, there's plenty of time for everything. You lose some of that sense of having like the crushing weight of your to-do list on your shoulders. It's a very, very cool feeling, and I never heard anybody like articulate it. Otherwise, I would have started meditating a lot sooner.
Yeah.
I wish I would have been doing it 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's a superpower.
It really is. You get clarity on it. I carry around my I've shown this before. It's my dream book that I go back and I'm not going to show that page. I'll show it. You know, my dream book.
The Greg's Future Wife page. Is that what that was?
Yes, that was, Matt. And let's review again. Yep, still smoking hot.
All right.
But I'll do this stuff like I have money, you know, or different goals and stuff I review daily, and I just put the energy out there. I have my business stuff and what I want to live in, and it's the funniest freaking thing, dude. I have a picture of a Mercedes up here on my wall. Yeah. 2007, lowered, sitting on 22s. The exact same car that I stared at right here is parked out there.
Yeah.
Down to the rims, man. It's crazy town how that works.
That's how that shit works, though. It's a preview of coming attractions.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I like that. Preview of coming attractions. I like that.
Yeah, I stole that from my coach. So, I'll share with you something. So, for example, I had on my screensaver of my computer back in 2012 a picture of this amazing sunset, and I wanted to buy a home that had this exact sunset view. And within 1 year exactly later, I had that house.
That's so cool,
and that's
man.
how it works. That's exactly how it works. And you know what the most difficult thing about life is? People don't realize how easy it actually is.
It's fun, too. It's really fun.
They're looking for the tactic. What do I got to do? This, and this, and this, and this. No. Just focus on it. Shit happens. And then you can measure backwards and be like, oh, that's how it worked.
Mm-hmm. It's so true. I love doing it. And it's funny we're having this conversation today because even this morning I was like, you know what? Last couple of days I haven't sat down and reviewed my goals. I need to rewrite them, and like I told you about how my morning went and how it changed everything. And just like you're saying, I'm going to sit down later today and I'm going to revamp my goal book so that I can meditate it on a daily basis. Put the gratitude out there, do some gratitude writing in the journals. And I would love to follow back up with you, Jeff, at some point and say, hey, dude, you remember we talked? Where were you then? Where are you now? What did you have on your goals and dream book? I'll share the same with you. And then maybe let's do this by the end of the year. Let's get you back on at the end of the year. And we'll have done this for 12 months essentially, and we'll then be living testimonies of what took place.
Done. I'm in.
Sweet. Matt?
Yeah. Well, you see my goals. That's what the red Post-its are back there.
That's what those are?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I thought you were just doing some crazy like art design or something.
No.
For God's sake. So you've got, the left column is 90-day objectives, and each one of those is my one thing for each section of the business or businesses. And then the ones in the middle are the ultimate year-long goals for each one. And then the three blue Post-it notes on the very end are my 3 areas of focus. So it's the areas where I bring the most value, I need to spend the most attention, and where I need to invest the most in education.
You mean 4?
4? 3.
4.
Oh, yeah. Well, the top one's the title of that section.
Can I share something with you guys?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, back in 2014, I was on a boat on the Hudson River with this gentleman named Com Mirza, I think. He was about my age, and he owned 27 different companies, and he was worth $500 million.
Whoa.
And whenever I get to talk to people like that, I'm always trying to hack them and find out what's your secret. And he told me what he would do is he would write down his goals in the morning when he's driving in his car at a freaking stoplight, when he's brushing his teeth, when he's having dinner, every minute of the day he was writing down his goals. So they're just crystal clear. And what I've learned is there's so much stimuli going on in our lives. Even if we write them down, we forget about them. So what I started doing, I set a reminder on my iPhone that pegs me every single hour and tells me what my main goals are.
Oh, seriously?
There it is. Boom. There it is. And I'm going to develop an app that's going to do that to where it's just, bam, right on the screen, or take a picture and have it on my screensaver.
I love that idea.
It's just in your face. And then you can accelerate the process and compress time and have a time machine.
I love that idea.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really good. I don't know how many successful people are checking their phones when they're in line, because that's one of the things that you hear people talk about less and less, right? Or that is getting out there in the sense that it's checking your social media in between all of your downtimes is bad for you, and successful people are starting to recognize that. But if you have that impulse, having your goals on your phone like as a screensaver, like taking a picture of what your goals are or having it in something like that, would be a great way to short circuit that. If you have that urge to check social media and then you see your goals pop up on your phone, that's awesome.
Bam. Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, let's do that tomorrow. I'm gonna, God knows I'm a little hobbit that hibernates with my yellow pads. Start taking.
Stacking them up like cords of firewood over there.
Gotta stay warm in this frigid California air, Matt.
That's right.
Those two ideas right there, reviewing them on an hourly basis, and or when you're in line, taking a photo of your goals, your gratitude journal of that day, and reviewing them every time you have that itch to check social media and check out what all the idiots are doing out on social media land, which you don't care about. You just friended them because you had to. Or you see someone from high school, you're like, I don't care that you just had your third kid. But my goals, my dreams, my realities, that I want to realize can be manifested in a fraction amount of time if I was to remind myself and tell my subconscious, what was going to happen. So it likes the idea better of the future reality than the current reality that your cognitive brain is enjoying at that moment.
Well, speaking of that, Jeff, is there any tips you have for visualization specifically?
Yeah, I use Pinterest. I thought it was for chicks, and then I got on there,
So much
and if you look like on my Pinterest account, I'm not going to show you my Pinterest account, but I'll grab something here.
I have the same problem.
So there's a picture here that I have saved, just similar to what you're talking about, of this Jeep, and this was what I snagged off of Pinterest. I don't know if you guys can see that.
That's sick.
Cow.
Is that pretty badass?
Yeah.
Well, that Jeep's in my driveway, and it looks
Get
damn
out.
near like this. I have all the parts and shit, and it's going together. And I
That's
found this
awesome.
a year ago. So Pinterest, in there, I have pictures of yachts. I have pictures of family. I have pictures of places I want to travel. I have pictures, stuff of leadership. So I use that. I use that as my visualization. For sure.
I do the same thing. I have a dream board in there myself. And so I put what I want my perfect woman to look like. I visualize, being in front of a radio show. Matt and I have this platform now, TV shows, all that stuff, and things are starting to manifest, and it's so powerful. I'm 100% with you on this.
Love it.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, Jeff, if somebody wants to work with you specifically on their business, how would they reach you?
How they would reach us is they can just fill out an application for a strategy session, and they would go to applyforfreedom.com, and from there we can have a conversation and just see if we're a good fit for each other.
Perfect. Are you speaking at any events coming up or attending any events? I know that you got you're with your own brokerage now, so a little bit different.
My business partner, Isaac Stegman, he speaks at quite a few, so I know he has one next week, and he's got some masterminds he's leading up, and he's just an amazing coach. So right now I don't think I got anything scheduled, but he's got a few for us.
Very cool. Just enjoying being at home and running your businesses.
Yeah. I'm gonna crank this thing up to 40 agents knocking out 30 deals a year, so that should be about 1,200 units and get us at about $5 million net profit. That's my main focus right now.
Well, that doesn't suck.
So I'm in recruit mode.
Yeah, no kidding.
And
That's
they're
awesome,
just coming in the door. It's awesome. I mean,
Are they really?
They're flowing in so fast. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was curious because one of the things that Jeff Cohn mentioned in the course of trying to build his recruiting systems was he realized that one of the best sources of agents is the people that are on the other side of the table on the deals that you're already doing. So I don't know if they have people. I would assume people are coming into contact with your team and they're seeing how well your team is doing. They're doing deals with somebody from your team, and then they're kind of getting exposed to you that way.
Yeah, most of our people are either in my direct sphere or I have sold them a home. Yeah.
Oh, really? And then they're interested in getting into real estate after being a client?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very cool. All right.
Yeah.
So are you taking on like literally brand new agents and coaching them up from there, or are you looking for people that have been in the business for a year or two?
Brand new. I can take a brand new agent and get them over 30 transactions in their first year. I've done it a few times.
Wow.
I can't take an old agent and retrain them.
Yeah, that is.
They got bad habits. I don't want to fucking deal with it.
It's so true.
Yeah, that is true.
But that's a blessing, man.
It's interesting because you see so many of the top teams, they want to take that shortcut, and they want an agent that someone else has trained, but also doesn't have any bad habits, and that's a unicorn. Mm-hmm. And the more you're trying to look for unicorns, the harder it's going to be to recruit.
Yeah. They don't exist. And then they'll bitch about commission splits, and they don't understand that net is more important than a split.
Yeah.
Yep. Or that's why the young guys are so good. I mean, we talk to agents all the time. We try to bring them on our team. We show them, look, yeah, we take some of your money, but net, like you just said, net, you make more money, and you have a support team. But there's like, but Jenny
like
over in the corner is 75% split, and I'm like, who gives a shit? 75% of nothing is nothing, you dumbass.
Well, yeah, and they think that I think that a lot of agents probably discount the role of support staff and admin. I mean, if you have a really kick-ass admin team, especially if you're taking it from like Greg's team. I mean, she takes it from executed contract to close. I mean, Greg, you don't have to do shit. Once that's done, I mean, your job is to sell. Your job is to do what you do best. And if you have other agents that plug into that, I think that they don't realize that when you're doing twice as many deals and making, let's say, twice as much money, they're not having to do all the admin work. It's not doing twice as much work.
Yeah, I mean, Eileen writes the contracts for us. She literally just runs me like, Greg, go here. Greg, do this. Greg, do that. And it's fucking amazing because I could not do anything that I'm doing right now without her support. I could not do it. And absolutely, you get the right team members and the right mindset and the mind everything put together and your goals aligned, your world will change like that. Well, not like that, but it will change once you start going down the path.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, I love that example of the Lighthouse. I've been reading a lot of stuff by a guy named Jason Leister, who runs a blog called The Incomparable Expert, which is amazing. I've sent I subscribed Greg against his will to the daily client letter from him just so that he would read that stuff, and that's very much what he's about. Attracting great clients by who you are and the platform that you have, rather than going after specific tactics and getting bogged down in the different marketing tactics of how to attract clients and things like that. So, yeah, very much on board with that concept.
Your level of success will seldom exceed your level of personal development, because success is attracted by the person you become.
You got to read, man. You got to read. Read as much as you humanly can. Don't read, 7 what's the great 7 shades of gray, isn't it? Don't read that bullshit. Don't read, Earl Nightingale or something.
Right.
And how do you know that, Matt?
Because I have a brain and I remember things. That's why.
Wait, what do you say?
Anyway. All right. Well, with that, we got to let Jeff go. We're coming to the end of our time together. So that was, if anybody wants to apply for a strategy session with Jeff and their team over there, so it's applyforfreedom.com, right?
Yes. And I really just appreciate you guys having me on. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Jeff, we appreciate you coming on to the show and having a blast and rolling with the punches and swearing with us, and it's been awesome. We'll give a couple more shout-outs real quick, and then we'll call it a day. Viral Marketing, check them out at getviral.com. They help you generate more repeat and referral business from your database using video and email marketing. And then Equity for buyer lead generation is perfect for solo agents and small teams and so forth, and you can get in touch with Greg about that to see if it's available in your market. Greg, how do people reach you?
Smoke signals on windy days. I pick those up like messages. Yes.
I feel like those would be slightly easy to misinterpret.
It's like drunk texting. Wait, what the fuck did that just say? Oh, I missed it.
So smoke signals on windy days are like the 1700s equivalent of drunk texting.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Here.
So guys, take the McDaniel challenge. Get off your ass. Get your fingers moving. Those 2 opposable thumbs of yours. Text me on my cell phone. And I'm pissed at all of you because I have not received any new dates yet. Not dates like girls, but like dates set for talking to people in the last hour. You guys are dropping the ball. Now stop dropping the ball. Call me.
Pick up the ball and text Greg. Hashtag don't let Greg spend the night alone.
Absolutely don't. That's a horrible, horrible thing. Then I call Matt, and we all know how that ends. In flames.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to Greg at night. Nobody needs that. So
nobody
keep him occupied.
Except for all the clients I work with. But hey, guys, no, really. Well, I love you guys to pieces. I truly, truly love you. I really love doing this. I love seeing that spark happen when we talk, and you get that aha moment, and you hear that tip, trick, or idea, or something comes together, and you're just like, oh my God. I get it. I get it. I can do this. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. It puts me on a physical high to do this, because I know that I'm bringing value to someone, and I want to see you live the most incredible life you have possible for you. And if I can, start you off for 1 hour, and then Jeff will take over and coach you in his group, from then on, and everybody wins. So please. I do it for you, Matt and I do it for you. So please take the challenge. There's no gimmick here, guys. I just want to help.
That's right. All right. Well, with that, we'll call this one. We'll send this one home on Friday. We've got, I believe it's Michael Lee talking about black belt negotiation. Yeah. So, Greg, that's going to be a fun one. Stay tuned for that one. If you guys want to, if you enjoyed what you hear, subscribe on YouTube for the video versions. Subscribe on iTunes or Stitcher for the audio version, just nestled right here in your earbuds. And until then, gentlemen, we will see you next time.
All right. We'll see you guys. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, guys.